Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. We are live on TikTok, Instagram. Well, not Instagram today. Something's going on, but YouTube and Facebook. So, welcome in. Today, our topic is boredom, the blessings of boredom, and what to do when boredom strikes. But that's what's going to happen today. We're going to have a great conversation. Lots of stuff happening in the news, but we're not going to get distracted. Okay? But I want to check in with you guys. How's your energy today? How is your energy today? Mine is it was a little frustrated. Creating boundaries with people who don't care about your boundaries is one of the most frustrating events to occur. So today is about boredom. And if you come in late or you want to rewatch this live stream, you can do so on my YouTube. It will be there after we are done with the live stream. But boredom. What is it? Why am I talking about it? And why do I think you need to know about it? Well, boredom. Well, first, how do you know the word if you don't know the word? Okay. Boredom actually comes from the word bore and the suffix dom, D-O-M, okay? Bore plus dumb. And it's the state or quality of being bored. And bored actually comes from the word bore, which is a circular instrument or tool is used to like grind out holes. Bore, like you bore through the mountain. So it kind of reminds me of like a hamster wheel, running in place, bored. When somebody makes you bored, they are a bore. And this is because they are introducing things in your life that you're not supposed to be. But what is boredom spiritually? Spiritually speaking, what is boredom? Boredom is when you are receiving information from God, when He's letting you know that you are not supposed to be here, that I have better things in store. Whew, that was a mouthful. So what is intuition? What is intuition? It's spiritual perception, of course. Intuition is spiritual perception. And many people think that intuition, this gut feeling, well, yes, it is sometimes you experience intuition in your gut. Sometimes you experience intuition with, a slap in the face. Sometimes that slap in the face may have saved your life, to not let you get in the car so that you can drive and crash and not be here tomorrow. Intuition occurs in so many different ways, but spiritual perception is how we are perceiving the spirit world. So that this can either be holy, how we perceive God and His angels, or demons, or the devil. Okay? So yes, there is a thing called demonic intuition. Things like worry, anxiety, anxious, distraction, lust, hurt, curses. Like all that stuff is demonic intuition. Then there's another half of intuition called holy intuition. is, and holy intuition is like there's joy, there's celebration, there's pain, there's passion, there's, you know, a whole bunch of different types of holy intuition and a whole bunch of different types of demonic intuition. And both of these together collectively is branched under one name called intuition. So all intuition is not good, and it's not all bad. It requires discernment for you to understand what you are actually looking at. Because not all things that feel good are good, and not all things that feel bad are necessarily bad. Who goes to the gym, their legs burn, their lungs burn, their shoulders burn, their muscles burn, and it doesn't feel good, but you know it's good for you. Okay? Now, intuition, okay, holy intuition, or excuse me, boredom is a type of intuition. Boredom is actually a type of intuition because boredom occurs in many different aspects of your life. You could be in the gym and bored. You could be watching TV and bored. You could be about to go to sleep laying in your bed and you could be bored. You could be on a hike and be bored. You could be playing the video game and be bored. You could be having sex and be bored. Boredom seems to occur in many different times of the day. There's no like equation that when boredom actually hits, like it's not only for when you're not doing something. But I think I have discovered when it does occur, what it means. Boredom is when you are not operating in your purpose. And God is telling you that you are supposed to do something greater. So if you are, let's say you are earning, $500,000 a year, great. You probably don't have to hurt for money. You're earning this much, and this is amazing. But what ends up happening is you get bored. You're helping people, you're coaching people, you're satisfied with your actual business, but you're bored. You're still bored. Why is this? It's because maybe that's not your calling. Boredom is the direction that most of us have been asking for. What do I do with my life? I have no purpose in life. You do have a purpose. The reason why boredom feels so painful is because of your lack, because you're not operating in your purpose. Boredom actually doesn't feel good. I will tell you that. Whenever you are bored, you don't want to stay bored. And oftentimes, people who have like impulse issues, which actually is most adults, they do not have the ability to stop what is about to come next. Bored people have the ability to be addicted or become addicted to things that are exciting. Okay? People who are bored have the ability to be or become addicted to things that are exciting. It gives you a false sense of purpose. So if you're bored, what do you normally want? You want to go have fun. Let's go to the bar. Let's do something. Let's go out. I want some excitement. Excitement is never sustainable. Okay? Excitement is never sustainable. Whenever you do get excited, whether if it's through like drugs, if it's through like sex, if it's through any type of activity, excitement is here once your your endorphins, like that dopamine hit occurs. And the reason why like excitement is not sustainable is because you will it just requires too much energy physically. It requires too much energy of your body to sustain that level of excitement. But once you obtain that, excitement feels a lot like something else. Okay, excitement feels a lot like something else. Excitement feels a lot like joy. And joy is what we all really deep down subconsciously, this is what we need, joy. But joy is the word joy, it means the source of happiness. So just think happiness, you is in the business of winning, and you think that you have won like like a casino, but then you keep playing and you lose all your money. So the bigger process of happiness actually is misery. Okay, most of happiness is misery, but then you have a win, and that one win is that dopamine hit, that bit of excitement. Then you believe that, oh, I'm in my purpose because I'm moving along. So once you are bored, you need to fight the demons that are trying to get you to do exciting things. I mean it, okay? Boredom is not geared for, or it's not supposed to be for, so that you search for exciting things. Boredom, yes, it's painful. Pain is the mental agony endured by the chosen one. The mental agony endured by the chosen one, okay? So you need to understand, yes, you will go through pain if you are experiencing boredom, but there's a way, reasonable way for you to get out of boredom. Okay? But number one, you don't need to run away from boredom. Boredom speaks to you. Okay? Boredom is the way God talks to you to tell you whatever you're doing in the moment, it's not for you. I have things better in store for you. You're operating beneath your design. That's what boredom is. You submitted to yourself in essence, you know? It's like your spirit knows your purpose, but your brain is saying, I need to operate below my purpose. You then will experience boredom. Okay? When you understand this, your life is fundamentally going to change forever. Okay? So the way that you need to operate in order to get out of boredom back into your purpose, number one, talk to God more. You need to open your mouth. Open your mouth and talk to God more. Don't do it in your mind, because most people can't manage their mind. They don't manage their mind well. Don't believe me? What's the difference between your brain and your mind? If you even thought that they were the same thing, you're wrong. You can't manage what you don't know. Okay? Number two, what processes do the mind manage? Does the mind manage? I said do. Okay? If you don't know, then guess what? You don't have authority over your mind. And this is why so much, like, you guys need teaching, coaching with your mind, like, so that you can manage and master your mind. This is absolutely true. Absolutely true here. So your mind manages your imagination. That's a major thing. Okay, your mind manages your imagination. Imagination. The word imagination means faculty of the mind that forms and manipulates images. Faculty of your mind. That's in the definition. Faculty of your mind that forms and manipulates images. So an image, then we can, get curious. What is an image? An image is an artificial representation of a person or a thing. Artificial representation of a person or a thing. Images are not physical. Okay? People will oftentimes think images are the things that you hang up on your wall. No, those are called pictures. Okay? Even the like how you're viewing me. This is not an image. This is a picture because it's physical. Okay? It's physical. When you have anything physical pertains to matter. Okay, physical, it has some type of matter to it. Your imagination has zero matter. So images have zero matter. You can't weigh them. You can't measure them. Now, science thinks that they can by hooking up electrodes to your skull and seeing all this stuff. But what ends up happening is they're only observing brain activity. They are not measuring images or your imagination. They're just seeing how quickly your brain moves and how effective it is. So the thing here is managing your mind is crucial. How do I know this? What do you think about where are you going to be in the next 5 years? Don't even say it. Imagine it. If your mind automatically went to you being poor, you being broke, congratulations. That's your own imagination. Okay? If you had the image of you literally, don't even lie to yourself. Okay? All these affirmations about speak it into existence, that's not true. You cannot speak anything into existence. We don't have the ability to abracadabra. Okay, boo. Let me speak it into existence. We don't have that ability. We do not. It sounds good, but we don't. We do not. If we did, speak $1 million into your life right now and tell me in the comment section if you received that $1 million. Speak it out loud. I want $1 million. Thank you, God, for $1 million. Yeah, didn't work. Okay. So we don't have that ability. Just like I cannot fly, I don't have the ability to fly. But guess what? Some people love flying. I actually don't like flying. To be honest, I despise it, but it's all good. So, number one, the number one way to solve boredom, okay, to answer your call, your purpose, okay, is to talk to God more out loud. If you use your mind to talk to God, you will fail because you don't know how to manage your mind. Because you need training in your mind. For your mind, you need training. And I'm not talking about school, like going to school. You need a teacher. And yes, I do have a mini course for that. But you definitely need something that will help you master your mind. It's your mind, not mine. It's for you. And if you don't master it, it's just gonna you're more susceptible. I can't say that word. Susceptible to demonic activity. If you don't manage your mind. Why? Your mind is the number one spot for spiritual warfare. Demons want to attack your mind. All of your distractions When you're building your business, but all you can think about is, pornography, that's a demon. If you're building your business and all you can think about is, eating food, that's a demon. If all you can think about is what your ex-wife did to you and how evil she is, or your ex-husband did and how evil he is, that's a demon. Okay? If you're in your purpose and you get distracted, demons are here making you distracting you and deterring you any way possible. All that fear, if you know that you have an idea to do something good, and it's 100% good, it's holy, and like God approves of it, your family approves of it, and you know that it's your purpose, and then you start moving towards it, you start making phone calls, you start, building the online thing, you start typing, you start writing, you start doing whatever, and then you get overrun with fear and the imposter syndrome, thinking that you can't do it. What do you think that is? That's a demon. Because there's no rational, reasonable, logical way or reason why you should even be coming across this friction. Do you think God will stop you from helping kids? What do you think this is? God will never stop you from helping people. So that's that. Number one, you need to talk to God more, out loud with your mouth. Number two, when you are bored, okay, it's highly likely that you will experience your sexual energy. It's highly likely you will experience your sexuality. You'll get horny, if you want to put it that way. And no, being horny is not a sin. Being horny is not a sin. It's natural to experience this stuff. It's 100% natural. Like back in the day, barbaric methods were put in place to try and get people to, not be, like the opposite sex. Yes, homosexuality is a sin. Okay, but it's the act of it. It's the act, the action. It's the action. Okay, you must act in this way. If you don't act, then there's no sin. If you're a woman and you like women, but you never act on it, it's not a sin. It can't be. You've done nothing wrong. Okay, I won $1 million. I know banks have more than $1 million. If I don't ever act to go steal the money, I haven't committed no crime. Okay, so and that's exactly how that works. Basic functionality right there. Okay, but when you're bored, you will experience your sexuality. Why? Because sexual energy is creative energy, and this is not like mysticism or spooky, but like your sexual energy is exactly how God, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Okay. But how did he do that when there was absolutely nothing? And of course, I can only think in the concept of time, but God is clearly outside of the concept of time. He does not exist in the third dimension. Okay, he is not three-dimensional. He at least he is fourth dimensional. But he might go fifth, sixth, whatever, way up there, and that's way out of what us humans can do. So in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. How was that possible? In the third dimension, if there's nothing, and then now all of a sudden there's everything. Okay? There's no existence, and then there is existence. Well, the word create, in the beginning, God created. God created. That word, create, to bring forth. Create means to bring forth. Okay? All I could do is observe how things are created and like reproduced here. So I look and I compare, I contrast down to the single cell organisms, down, from the paint on the back of my wall, to giraffes, to grass, to flowers, to birds, to humans. Reproduction. Okay? We have to have at least one other thing present in order to create. Okay, humans are made in his image. Remember, image, artificial representation of a person or a thing. Image, artificial representation of a person or a thing. I'll say it again. Image, artificial representation of a person or a thing. Humans are God's artificial intelligence. By definition, we are the artificial intelligence of God. Isn't that crazy? And now the artificial intelligence is making more. That's insane. That's insane. Now, okay, sorry. So sexual energy is an energy that you almost certainly will experience when you're bored. Why? Because this sexual energy is the energy that God used to bring nothing or everything from nothing. So if you look at existence, okay, existence is like a black blank chalkboard. Okay, it's a black blank chalkboard. And in reality, okay, reality is chalk, is what God used or is using to write on the chalkboard. But as he's writing on the chalkboard, that transfer from the chalk to the chalkboard, that's called sex. That's called creativity. Okay? That's when the breath of life comes into everything. Okay? The thing here is when you are outside of your purpose, I believe God has mechanisms that bring you back into purpose, into your purpose. So then he will inject you with energy that is supposed to be used to create. You're supposed to create new paths for yourself. You're supposed to create new ebooks, new online courses, new businesses, new plans with your family. All this stuff. The tools were already given to us. Okay, and sex, I know, is a taboo topic. It should not be, but did you know? And I have to make another connection. The definition for adultery. Okay, adultery. It has a couple of definitions. The most obvious definition, it says violation of the marriage bed. Okay, violation of the marriage bed. And this is true. Obvious. I think most people know that. If you step outside of your marriage and have sex with somebody, that's adultery. But in way back in the day, I think in like the 1400s, I believe. It may have been 1300s. Anyway, the definition at the time for the word adultery was like sex used as a recreational event, even between husband and wife. And to put that in there, it's like even between husband and wife, if you had sex for recreation, for fun, for just because it feels good, that was considered adultery. That blew my mind when I saw that. And when I saw that, I started putting things together. I was like, man, God really wants us to use this appropriately. That God really wants us to use the sexual energy appropriately. So when you're bored, you will experience your sexual energy, and that's fine. That's fine. And you're going to feel a lot of pressure, not physically, but like energetically, quite oftentimes you're either going to want to misuse it by like masturbating, or doing, or like watching pornography. Don't do that. Or you can sit in it, enjoy the pain because it's painful. That building up of your sexual energy, it's painful. I know everybody experiences it. But when you understand, if you sit in that energy, ideas come to you. If you sit in your sexual energy that stemmed from boredom, ideas come to you. Fresh ideas, fresh things, okay? And the word idea, it means a concept in the mind of God, okay? A concept in the mind of God. Meaning, let me break this down. Idea, ... God's opinion. That's what an idea is. We do not come up with ideas. Human beings don't create ideas. When you have an idea, what do you say? I've got an idea. Oh, an idea just came to me. An idea just came to me. I've got an idea, as if you just caught it out of thin air. Ideas don't originate from us. Ideas are also a spiritual, intuition. It's intuition, okay? But thoughts come to us, thoughts originate from us. We think, okay? We have a thought pattern. How you think about how I sound. Maybe you think I sound weird. Maybe you think I sound good or whatever. Doesn't matter. You are thinking about that now. Thinking. But thinking is secluded only for your brain activity, okay? Your mind does not have thoughts. Your mind has imagination. Thoughts and imagination are not the same thing. Again, this is why people need training on how to master their mind. You need training on how to master your mind. If it's not from me and my mini course that I designed, you still need it. And I'm not talking about school, like your teachers in school. You need somebody who knows how to teach about your mind. If you master your mind, do you know how great you will be? Demonic attacks, out the door, out the window. Like there's no more. You'll be able to understand what your emotions are and somebody else's emotions. That will be very apparent to you. You won't let your emotions rule you and lead you. So when you are bored, okay, the first thing you do is pray out loud. Just start talking to God. And remember, prayer is never formal. There's no like, what? Do you know God is omnipresent? He's everywhere at the same time. Can I get a witness in the comment section? He is everywhere at the same time. And what this means is that he's there when you're going pee. He's there when you're going poop. He's there when you are cursing out somebody, when you get horny. He's there when you're eating pork chops, chicken, fish, a salad, okay? Why do you think when you address him directly that you need to all of a sudden straighten up? He's already seen you. You just need to talk to him, address him. Trust me, it works. If you over formalize your communion with God, it feels fake. This is what they mean by having a personal relationship with God. You just got to talk. Just talk. Okay? Of course, if you curse, God left the building. Now you're not talking to God. You might be talking to a demon. You don't think curses have like spiritual significance? When you are cursing, it's like an invite for demons. It's like you're getting their attention. When you complain more than once, demonic worship. This is like you are inviting the demons in. The Bible doesn't say anything about an idle mind, but if it did, it would. It would be absolutely true. An idle mind is the devil's workshop. The Bible doesn't say that. It never said that. It has not said that. But the Bible does say idle lips are the devil's mouthpiece. Idle lips are the devil's mouthpiece. That's absolutely true. Those people who just want to say whatever they want to say because they feel like it. Do you know how many curses you're putting on people without knowing it? It doesn't matter if your intent was good or not. Like, because design outweighs intent. So if you just spew out at the mouth, it doesn't matter. Like, a hammer can only do what a hammer can do. Okay, water will quench your thirst, but if you think drinking bleach is going to quench your thirst, intending for it to, it won't matter. You won't wake up tomorrow. Okay? This is important for you guys to know. So, first foremost, okay, when you get bored, you need to start talking to God out loud. If you don't want to talk to him, just start thanking him. Okay? This gets attention. Okay? Because here's a secret. Here's another secret for you guys. When you thank people, you are accusing them of something. If I just say your name, let's say your name is Ashley. Thank you, Ashley. And then I'm silent. You're going to start having questions in your mind. Why is Kyle just thanking me? Like, why is he thanking me? What is he doing? It's because I accused you of something. An accusation is not always bad. An accusation is just, I'm telling you that you did something. Hey, you did this. What did I do? Okay. I could say, shame on you. How dare you? That's also an accusation. But if I don't give you the follow-up, what did you do? You're just gonna be left in like limbo. But an accusation requires attention. Okay? Accusation requires attention. It demands attention. That's the secret. So when you are thanking God, his eyes are now on you. Now you have God's attention. Thank you, God. So when you're bored, I know boredom feels painful. And if you just got on here, you might want to go over to the YouTube and like figure out how to look at this live over again. But like, when you thank God, you have his attention. You need to open your mouth when you're bored and start thanking God if you have nothing to tell him anyway. I know boredom is painful. I know things are, unsettling in life right now. I understand that, we can't have our life exactly how we want, but as soon as you get bored, God's on your side. As soon as you get bored, God has sent one of his angels to guide you. Boredom is a message from the heavens. You're not supposed to be here. So you need to get out of this. Number one, pray or talk to God. Number two, this comes with like your sexual energy. Okay. Bored people oftentimes experience sex. That this is why people who are in poverty, who are in literal like poor, broke areas, like really impoverished areas, they have 5, 6, 7 kids. It's because they're so far away from God, but even in the slums, God is still reaching out to you. Even in your worst day, God is still reaching out to you. You get bored and you get sexual and you don't even understand the tools that he's given you. This is a serious life. And it doesn't matter if you don't know, for my children perish of a lack of knowledge. It don't matter if you don't know or if you never knew. Some people will never know. Some people will never ever know this. And they'll just go their whole life thinking that God was never there. They start talking out against God. Then they start thinking that God's not real because they're not there. And it's like, do you not understand? God designed you a certain way. He's here for you. So the second, whenever you start to experience your sexual energy, what you need to do is pull out a pencil and a piece of paper. Pull out a pencil and a piece of paper. Your paper, or and just start writing. It's called free writing. Don't structure it. Free write. Literally write what comes to your brain. That's what you need to do. This sounds so stupid because it sounds so simple. It's very simple, I promise you. Oftentimes, people have issues detecting the idea that God gives to them. Remember, ideas don't come from us. Idea means God's opinion. Idea, it means a concept in the mind of God. God's opinion is what an idea is. We don't come up with ideas. We only look at them, we start to process them, and that process is called thinking. And then we build on top of that. That's called imagination. Okay? So when you are writing, because you're bored and your sexual energy is here, free write, you might write the word the like 15 times, 20 times, 100 times. You just keep writing the word the. If that's the only thing that's in your brain, you keep writing the word the. And you will be shocked at what ideas come. Like, you'll be like, the. Create an orange juice that cures cancer. And you're like, where did that come from? That was God. Okay, that is how God works. And people, I know almost none of you guys are going to try this. Experiment, okay? It's free for you to experiment. But do not, if you're writing, do not do it on your phone. Do not do it on your tablet, on your computer. Paper, pencil. Something about writing, it ingrains it into your brain a lot better than if you type it. Okay? But trust me, this works. This works. I teach my students this. I teach them that, and it works. Okay. Boredom is a blessing. Okay? Even though it's painful. They say no pain, no gain. I wonder where that phrase came from. No pain, no gain. If you don't have any pain, you will not grow. You will not. It's impossible to grow without pain. Who has a business here? How many early mornings and late nights have you had while running your business? A lot. Great. Demons are always in your head trying to force you to go to sleep. Okay? How many of you are in sports right now? Okay? If you are, do you enjoy practice? Do you enjoy doing squats? No pain, no gain. You can't get stronger unless you work out. Emotionally too. How many of you are empaths? Okay? If you are an empath, you're like you will not be able to manage emotions well if you always run from them. You need to exercise with them, experience them. Okay? This is why you guys need training. I can't say it much more, man. Like, you guys need to find somebody. And yes, I do. I have plenty of resources for you. Plenty of resources for you. If you are interested, please, YouTube. All my resources are in the description. Everybody else, it's in the link in my bio. Your life is real. Your life is significant. And if you don't believe me, when it's not significant or you feel insignificant, what ends up happening is you go into depression. Why do you go into depression if you have accepted that your life isn't serious enough? That you might not be good enough? You go into depression because you've made a spiritual agreement with a demon. You've turned your back against God. Things happen. Things occur in the spirit world when you just simply agree with things. Okay? Like when you are when you are agreeing with joy, when you are looking at a sunrise, you get this overwhelming sense of freedom. That's called bliss. That's called joy or hope. Bliss and hope. Okay, it's like freedom, and then you start to see the trees sway, the birds are flying, everything comes out, praises God in the morning. You know what the Bible says about that? Weeping may come but for a night, but joy comes in the morning. When we just look at the sunrise, but joy comes in the morning, but joy comes in the morning. The sun's coming up, but joy comes in the morning. When we just look at the sunrise, that's a representation of God's promise that he's coming back. Joy coming in the morning, the birds screaming hallelujah. You know, like this is real stuff. So when you are able to look at the sunrise, when you're outside in nature and you experience the shift of everything moving and praising God, it's like, I have hope. This is why we feel hope in the morning. This is why we say good morning, because it is good. God came back for us. All right. I think I'm going to leave now, but I will be looking at the comment section for a little bit on for some questions, but please, if you need assistance, I have resources. But if you need assistance, find somebody that can truly help you. Therapists almost certainly don't work in 2025. Getting your information out, venting to people, strangers who truly don't care, it's a waste. It's a waste. You need assistance. The writing exercise, I don't know what it's called, but it's free writing. It's called free writing. So whenever you are bored, and then you start talking to God, and then you become sexual, okay? Sit in it, like don't do anything, don't release it anyway. Sit in it. It's painful, yes, I know. And then you paper, pencil, and you just write. Free write. Write exactly what's coming to your head, even if it's curse words, even if it doesn't even make sense. Just write. You need to just write. And the answers will be revealed like a flower at bloom, and it's like, all right. Well, thank you, YouTube. April. You know, I really enjoy these live streams. I just did a long form video on YouTube actually about demonic intuition. So I want everybody to go over there and check it out. I think you would enjoy it. Demonic intuition. It's a little bit more in depth of what demonic intuition is. I will be doing a live stream or another long form video on holy intuition. People think that I don't like to talk about God or anything, and that's kind of weird, but same time, same place. I will be here next week. Next Friday, be here. And the topic for next week is not boredom. I think I put the wrong thing in. But I think it's how to move, how to keep up with what you got going on. Anyway, next week is going to be a good week. Okay. I started 1 hour from right now. So wherever you live, 1 hour from right now, mark your calendar every Friday. It's best if you view it on YouTube. I think it's better over there. But anyway, all right. If you didn't know, now you know.